Hello, everyone. It is Auntie Sage. Come in, come in. We're going to go ahead and welcome everyone in. Let's see what this new year brings for everyone. All right. It's almost that time. Welcome to another rendition of Skoden Talks with the Homies. Hope everyone is okay. Everyone is doing well. Hopefully 2024 is treating everyone with success, love, and being blessed. All right. And our guest is here. All right. So go ahead and do our little intro. And also, while it's in the view, I am a mentor for our Oklahoma Two-Spirit youth group called Cousins. This is our logo. This is our new merch. This is our new t-shirt. So, yes, we will be taking them to the Two-Spirit powwow in San Fran this weekend. So, we're busting this out and we're going to go ahead and let this fly as is. So, all right. So our guest is here, and I'm going to go ahead and do our intro, and then I'm going to go ahead and welcome our guest in. So welcome again to another rendition of Skoden Talks with the Homies with your host, Auntie Sage. IP3 is an organization that provides nonviolent direct action training, campaign and strategy, and community organizing tools to support Indigenous communities taking action in defense of their homelands. For more information about IP3 or to send community training requests, you can visit our website at ip3action.org or contact info@ip3action.org. Also, before we bring our guests on, we'd also like to announce the IP3 Land Back Project. IP3 Land Backed Project, Indigenous People Power Project, has been blessed with the opportunity to cultivate a deeper relationship with the land in Multnomah and Chinook territory, or so-called Portland, Oregon, and we need your help. For more information on IP3's Land Back Project, please visit www.ip3action.org/landbackedproject. All right. So that is our intro. Please visit all the websites if you can. We would love and appreciate the follow and everything. Oh, I am trying to add our guest, but let's see. It's not tech savvy, so here we are. Hopefully you got that. Here we go. Hi, darling. How are you?
I'm all right. How you doing?
We are as good as the auntie can be. So, as always, we will go ahead and let you open up with your introduction. Tell us your name, tell us where you're from, tell us your nations you represent, and anything else you'd like to throw in.
All right, cool. Well, Ayu Kui Nikki Chu, Nak Now, Annelia Hillman, Wait Quail, Essie Hoppow, Mate Wamachok, Orleans Ock, Nate, Setchwell David Norris, Ne Petros, Pete Norris, Nanumi Kuchas, Ella Norris, and I am Pulikla, or as most people know as Yurok. I'm from the Yurok. I also have Hoopa ancestry, and I live here on the Klamath River. And I live in Orleans, which is in the mid Klamath, and it's in Karuk territory. So you have the Yuroks downriver, Karuks upriver, and then you got the Hoopas on the Trinity, and our relatives up on in the Klamath Basin, the Klamath tribes up there. So that's who I am, where I'm at. Yeah, and if you don't know where the Klamath River is, it's in California, Northern California. It runs from Oregon through the borders, So down through California, and the mouth is at in Klamath, California. Um, yeah, so Northern California, the real North.
Well, awesome, awesome. Welcome, welcome to Skoden Talks of the Homies. We are so glad to have you. We are so glad and eager to hear your story and all the fabulous work you do. So, would you like to, are you ready to jump
All
into
right,
it?
let's do this. Yeah.
So, the first question is, can you tell us a little about your job as the Yurok Food Sovereignty Food Village Coordinator?
Yeah, so the Yurok tribe, we just started this food sovereignty program about 2 years ago, and yeah, we're working into our third year, and the idea of the program was kind of to create these food villages along our river, and the concept of a food village is like these food hubs, where there's education, intergenerational learning, um, a place to process where we hope to have like big kitchens and storage areas and all that good stuff, smokehouses and um, all that kind of stuff, but yeah, these hubs where we come together as a village and, feed each other and teach and learn. And so that's really kind of the overall concept of what we're trying to do in food sovereignty. But not only that, but also, protecting our land and, the whole land back movement, which involves, caring for our land, so we've been involved with cultural burning, and tending our food sources, taking care of, not just, our plants and animals, restoring prairies, but also our fish and fisheries, and it's really awesome. It's like a learning process. It's we're just reconnecting to all the things that we used to know, and and passing that down and teaching that to others. Yeah.
With the land back project, have y'all had any resilience or has it been more interest with having to do with healthier foods and trying to decolonize the food? Has there been a good feedback or has it been more negative?
Oh, it's a great feedback. Everybody's hungry for our food, right? So, yeah, like acorns are one of our main staples. And, it's great to see people out there gathering again and learning the process because it's a long process. It's a, we didn't just pull our food out, it's always a process. And I think it's important. I think that whole process is important, and same with most other foods, um, so I think people are excited about being part of that. And, we go into the schools and teach the kids, and they're excited. We bring seaweed in, they get to taste it. And so it's all these, yeah, these foods that some people have a hard time eating, but, we're learning like this is us. This is what makes us Yurok people, or, it's the food we eat, it's the language we speak. So all of this is important, and yeah, people are excited about it and excited to reconnect with the land in that way, and knowing where our food comes from and knowing that that's what we thrive on, really. So, and this all came out of, yeah, this whole process of decolonizing, and it all came out of this food insecurity thing, saying like we live in a food desert, and because we don't have grocery stores, but really like we don't need grocery stores because everything we ever needed is right here around us. So I think it's learning how to live like that again and living more simple and with the land, and yeah, I think people want that and we need it. Yeah.
Most definitely. Like recently, I had visited a Muskogee eco village in Alabama, and to decolonize and just to live that, it is such a blessing and to see and to live off the land and to just decolonize. colonize what you've been taught or lived on, just no sugars, no breads, no anything. That is a whole nother process. And it takes a little bit of a commitment. And so was
Mm.
that a hard process for you, or was it just something that you were ready for?
It's something I've been ready for. I mean, this is something I've been practicing most of my life, gathering and fishing and doing these things. And so, yeah, it's something that I felt like, oh, we need to do more of this. And that's why I wanted to I was like in the social service work or whatever, and those systems were built to oppress us, right? So the TANF and all the ICWA and all that, they're helpful, but they're really systems that were meant to oppress us. And getting into this work has helped me realize like this is the direction we need to take for wellness for our people, really. Like we need to connect again and yeah, learning to eat these foods like yeah, it's not just decolonizing, but it's re-indigenizing ourselves and um yeah, and it's awesome when I eat wild greens or whatever, like I feel like an animal again or whatever, like or those instincts that we've always had an animal, but anyway, but you know what I mean? Like I feel like I should, like
Yeah.
I feel good, and it really is medicine when we talk about food being medicine. It really is medicine. It helps us heal and helps our body yeah, become what it's supposed to be again. And yeah, it does take commitment and it is hard to change our diets, We are addicted to sugars and breads, and I love bread, but yeah, that's so bad for me. I blow up like a balloon. So yeah, it's good to eat healthy again.
It is so good. And like we get so distracted in colonized world, it's like, oh my gosh. And then when we finally like see what is really healthy and what we have thrived on, when you finally see what is really good for you, it is so like nutritionists, and I have had my mind blown and open, and so I'm open to all of these ideas, and I'm so glad you are my next guest since I have left the village there. And like I will go back, but I have been back in my homelands in Oklahoma, and so thank you for joining us today, because I feel like this is everything that we need to hear, and also from not from my mouth but from yours, from another person, and another's perspective on how we can get back to land back. So thank you again.
It's exciting too to see, like, to be involved and meet people that are doing similar work in their territories. And yeah, there's just like this talk about reestablishing trade routes and just like, yeah, this is like our
Mm.
self-determination. So it's exciting.
And honestly, it is exciting, like to hear like from where every region's like to trade with them. It is so amazing. And like it's like, why did we get rid of this? Why are we not still doing this? It's so crazy. Like, yes, I went from September to November with the Muskogee Eco Village, and that work was so amazing and it is so good. So until I get that guest on my podcast or our podcast, I won't say nothing until they are here, but we will connect again. But for our next question, you've been actively involved in the Undam the Klamath. Can you tell us about some of the issues in the Klamath Basin and how you got involved in the art and activism of the cause?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of things go down here on the Klamath, from, the time of the gold rush. Then you had the timber industry come in, and then we had the commercial fisheries that pretty much depleted our fish runs. And I really believe that that was the beginning of the decline of our fish populations. Um, and then, of course, the more recent was the weed industry that came through here on the Klamath, and that's been, since they legalized weed, it hasn't been such a problem. Like, and the tribes taken action to kick people off of here with their big weed grows. So that's been really good to see that go away, because water is definitely, a major issue here. And yeah, and that brings us to the other thing is the agriculture in the upper basin has affected us also, the supply of water. And then one of our main tributaries, the Trinity River, they export a lot of that water to Southern California and to the big ag in California. So yeah, we're part of that large, California water plan, and that's one of our major threats is I guess protecting our water here, and obviously but uh that seems to be a problem everywhere, right? Is the water. So those are some of the things that we face, and it's really good. Our my father and grandparents and that generation, they were fighters. Like, we've always been fighters here. We fought the Go Road, and that what had to do with the timber. We had the fish wars here, and so we've had this resistance on the Klamath for a long time, and so it was really great. Yeah, when I moved home, I was like, I want to do something. I want to help, and I moved home. Out of college, I went to um, excuse me, college in Eugene at University of Oregon, and then I moved home, and it was about that time when this dam removal process started, and there was a few people that had met. That we had a major fish kill in 2002, and that's really what ignited this movement to remove dams. And so there was folks that had thought, hey, let's do this. Like, we've got to do something for our river, and the dams are really, a major problem in our fisheries, and the quality of our water, because there was toxic algae behind those dams. It was just like they're barely giving us enough water out of those dams to provide for the fish, and a lot of that water was being used for agriculture in the upper basin. So anyways, yeah, it was some people came together and said, this is what we need to do. And so, they had sent a delegation to Scotland, because at that time Scottish Power owned the dams, and that was successful. We went there, told the story. I didn't go. I was just starting to get involved, and then but I had done some organizing in college, for social justice and
Mhm.
prison pipeline kind of work, and so I was familiar with like organizing and that kind of thing. And then yeah, I got a degree in art, and so I've studied like propaganda and things like that, and so kind of understanding, having those tools behind me, I wanted to get involved and do what I can. And so yeah, I think my first involvement was going to a rally in Sacramento, because we started there at the state capitol. And yeah, it's just kind of, it's been quite the journey. 20 years this has been in the making of undamming the Klamath. 20 years. So we've raised children in this movement. It's been really incredible. And yeah, I mean, we've had to take a lot of different strategies. Everyone's played their role. You have to think of you can't credit any one person, any one tribe, anyone for this victory. It's really the collaboration of all kinds of people, and everyone that poured their heart and soul into saving our river. The people that rode the buses to rallies, at 4 o'clock in the morning, the buses left, we loaded people up from our communities. And so every person that put their energy into this movement has made the difference, and made this happen. And it's been incredible.
Oh my gosh, honey, that was it is been a journey for everyone. And like, has the fish been replenished since then?
No. So, yeah, just to update, like we've just seen all the water released. So, was it 2 weeks ago we went up to the dam sites and they released the water from, well, first they took Copco 2 dam down because there's 4 dams that they're removing. This is, by the way, the largest dam removal in history, right? So this is huge. This is huge. So they took Copco 2 down, and then they released water from the Iron Gate Dam, and that's the closest one to us downriver. And then they released the water from uh, J.C. Boyle Dam, and that's up there in the upper basin. And then from Copco 1, we got to witness all of that, and I don't know, it was just. Uh, it's hard to describe how powerful a moment that was for our river to finally run free after what 105 years or something, you know. And people have said, you can hear its song, and you like, I was just down by the river yesterday, and you just feel like that energy is different because the river's changing. And it's gonna be a while. It's gonna take some time, and there's a lot of excitement right now because things are happening. The water's really muddy. I mean, there's so much sediment behind those
Yeah.
dams, right? But they strategically planned to release the water in the winter so that it could better flush some of that out initially. And it's been awesome because we've had these powerful storms come in, and so
Yes,
tons of
it'll wash
rain.
it all out.
Like the earth knows what she's doing, and she could feel it too. She feels our free river, It's like,
It's
it's
the
amazing.
time and the
Yeah,
place.
yeah. Yeah, so it's really exciting. I know people are worried that because there have been some fish found, dead fish up near the reservoir areas, and and that was to be expected, like this doesn't come easy, or um yeah, this is there's years of pollution, and um I don't know. It's just a long, it'll be a long reversal cycle, but it's good. It's all for the better. Nothing comes without pain, and we've gone through a lot of pain, and yeah, it's just an incredible moment in time right now, I think, with um yeah, I don't know. There's horrific things happening in our world, and genocide and terrible war, and yeah, all the shit that's going down is bad, but there's also some really beautiful things happening, and I just feel like this is a pivotal moment for us and for everyone.
And I feel like Mother Earth comes in and gives balance to us more than she gets credit for. And so, honestly, I pray and I hope that this is going to be something greater than we even expected. And is there any efforts to replenish the fish?
Uh, well, I know they're talking about reintroduction strategies for fish in the upper basin, and some I know there's some biologists that are worried about their plans, and I'm not going to give those details, but yeah, I think we're just gonna do our best here. It's a learning thing. Like but we know, like, right, our intuition leads us to know that this is right, and this is good, and this is how our river is supposed to be flowing. And and I think that the fish are going to replenish themselves. They know what to do,
Yeah,
right? So we're going to see those fish returning upriver and upstream, and yeah, they know exactly where to go, and we saw that with the Elwha Dam when it came down. Like, those fish knew what they were doing. So we have full faith that everything's going to turn out. And yeah, it might be a little ugly at first, but that's to be expected. And yeah, we believe it's going to all be good.
Awesome, awesome. Ah, great work, darling. So our next question is, recently we learned that the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission approved the deconstruction of 4 dams along the lower Klamath River, and these removals have begun over the past few months. Can you tell us about those removals and the plans for the Klamath going forward?
So
And well, I think we touched on
we've kind
most
of
of it.
covered a
Yeah.
lot of that,
And
but like I said, this is a powerful time. Yeah, I just see, for me, like seeing these dams come down is really kind of metaphorical for these colonial constructs that have confined us, and it's kept our river imprisoned. And for me, like, this is a moment that we can be released, not only, physically and with the river, but in our minds too. Like, this is a time of I don't know what you want to call it, renaissance or whatever. But you see it all over in any country right now. Like, we're returning to our foods, we're returning to our lands, and there's so many efforts out there to protect and to defend and to take back, right? That's that whole land back idea, to take back our languages, so this is a really powerful time, and I really feel like this is part of that. This dam removal is part of that, and if we can take out the dams on the Klamath, like we can take out the dams on the Snake River, we can take out, we can do anything. Like we really can. I think it just felt like it's proven that we can fight corporations. There's a way. But we also, this is a time to celebrate, but it's also, we do have to stay diligent or vigilant. That's the word I was looking for. Both, I
mhm,
guess. But there's a lot more things coming down the line. We've got offshore wind power it's going to be a threat to our marine life and that ecosystem. We've got this huge Delta Tunnel project in Central California that's going to affect the Sacramento River and all California water. So there's all these other things also. We still have to fight for our water in the upper basin because they're still diverting our water for industrial agriculture. And so there's still a lot to do, like the dam removal, it seems huge, but it's also only the beginning. So there's a lot more work to do.
yes. And we have a lot of viewers right now. So I would like to touch on what inspired you to actually get into all this work. Like, what in you one day said, listen, it is time to change. It is time to work for my people, not only my people, all of our people. So what was that turning point for you?
Gosh, I don't know. Like, I think, I mean, definitely moving home, like my whole life, like this river has called me home, and I think that's true for a lot of people. Like your ancestors are calling you home. Like they're watching over you, and it's just that you have to you have to listen. You have to take time out and listen and hear, like, okay, this is what I need to do. And so yeah, it's kind of just been um intuition. Like I come home and I actually witnessed, the fish kill. I was on the river. It was right after our world renewal ceremony. That was a really I mean, I think that was probably the moment that clicked for me. Yeah, seeing the dead fish floating and like making that connection, like those are our ancestors, and thinking about what my grandparents and their grandparents have had to go through and suffer through, and having children, like being a mother, and
Mhm.
knowing and like what kind of world do I want to raise my children in? What kind of humans do I want to help them grow to be? And and making sure that they are connected here too, and that they have a place, and that they're going to have fish, and that they're going to have a future. And I definitely think it's all those things kind of combined, have moved me to do the work that I do.
Uh, and we are so appreciative, and I wish you so well on everything because that is so important. Like, and honestly, this is happening on the West Coast, East Coast, it's happening everywhere. And honestly, it just takes one person to inspire everyone. And so hopefully this inspires many of our loved ones to stand up and make a difference and get back to what we have lost because those food sources, that water, we are losing water every day for stupid reasons and we are losing food sources for stupid reasons. But if we can actually explain to it, we have the power to change that. And it takes someone like you, myself, anyone else to talk because us as indigenous people, we have the gift of gab, we have the gift of actually reason because we live off the earth, we thrive off the earth. And so I feel like if you have the power, please use it. And I feel it from you, sister. You have been providing that all through all your works. So thank you so much. Nyaweh from the Shining People. Um, so we are coming to the end of our interview, but to switch it all up and not be so serious and everything, I always like to close it out with a couple just questions just because. But what is a favorite indigenous dish that you like to eat or that you like to fix or from your nation?
Mm, well, I mean, definitely smoked salmon. Like that's the candy right there. And I love my acorns, so yeah, that's my jam right there.
So the acorns,
Together.
how do you prepare the acorns? Like I to me, the acorns here, I would never eat the acorns here in Oklahoma.
Well, you definitely don't pick it off the
But
ground and eat it like a nut. Don't do that.
really? Oh,
No, yeah, you
oh, oh.
gotta you gotta gather them, dry them, crack them, grind them into flour. Then you leach that flour, and then you cook them with hot
Um,
rocks. So yeah, it's quite a process, but well worth it. Yeah,
oh my gosh. And that takes a lot of acorns to
yeah,
make some
yeah.
flowers. So that is some days and work into that. Oh my gosh. Because like I said, the acorns here, I'm like, I don't know, them squirrels and like mess with those. I don't know if I want those. Well, if I come up there or when I do come up there, I'm gonna have to try some. So
Cool. Yeah, yeah. You should come visit. Come visit us. We'll feed you
I
acorn.
I definitely will. So we're coming to the closing. Is there anything you would like to plug or mention, or how can we follow or help in your efforts?
I don't know. I just want to again, like give a shout out to all the people that put their energy into dam removal, and a shout out to the OG IP3 crew, Marty and Robert and Sharon and Heather. Like they came in and brought the tools we needed, and so a big kudos to them. They played a major role in this dam removal, and so we love you guys. Thanks so much for helping. And yeah, I just hope that yeah, don't be afraid to use your voice, and like we can do this. We got this. And we just got to keep on it, be persistent. Like I said, this took 20 years, so it doesn't happen overnight. It's we have to keep fighting. We know that. And um yeah, I don't know, but yeah, enjoy life too. Don't just fight. Like connect back to the land too. So,
Is there any place that we can donate to your causes or anything we can
uh,
follow?
Uh, I don't know. Yeah. Follow. Oh, our food sob. We have a TikTok. It's Yurok Food. If you want to follow us there. We also have an Instagram, Yurok Food Sovereignty. Um, I don't think right now we're not taking donations or anything. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, donate to your own communities, man. Build up your communities. Yeah,
Well,
yeah. So
here at IP3, we always want to build up everyone that we interview and to give you just any kind of love and support. So that's why we left that open. And if we can, just follow and like and share this lovely game changer that we have for this Klamath movement that we got going on. So thank you so much, Auntie.
yeah,
Thank you so much for being here with us.
thanks for
I love
having
talking with
me.
you.
Yeah,
Of course,
yeah.
darling. And of course, follow IP3, follow everything that we have going on, and we will see you next time. Thank you so much for joining us for Skoden Talks with the Homies, and we will catch you next time.
All right, true.
Thank you.